Well, big worrying story coming in through from the side of Manchester United, and it's known as Luke Shaw injured and ruled out for the first 3-4 games of the season. And I'm going to be letting you know which games he's really going to be missing out at the club of Manchester United and how everything is really gonna be really looked up to. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I want to confirm to you that Hannibal has gonna obviously submit what we call a transfer request. He wants to get out of the club of Manchester United, and I don't know why a club like Manchester United isn't obviously letting the guy go, because they don't have any plans for the youngster, you understand. Then we are going to be talking about what Bissaka is going to hate to say after being unveiled by West Ham today, and so much more in here. So let's see close to 300 likes much on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having the best of the best as it really stands. Now, we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and may the living to God bless you and bless you abundantly. So, the website of Manchester United have gone ahead obviously put out this article today. It's some minutes back. They've told us that Luke Shaw will miss the opening games of this Premier League season due to the calf injury sustained at the start of the pre-season training. He's working hard on his rehabilitation with a view to being able after the first international break. Guys, if I'm Manchester United, I might be calling it quits with this guy. That is it. Because if you look at the level at which he's really getting injured, you ask yourself, why is he a United player? When he's playing for the club of Manchester United or for the England national team, he really looks good, and he's one of the best left backs in the world. But if you're not always available, that puts you out into that ilk of being one of the best left backs, because even if you're as good as Messi or who, when you are not available for the lion's share of the season, there is no reason as to why we should trust you at our club. And that's what is happening to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is really one of those players that you believe should obviously be readily available, and he has going to prove us that he's really an injury-prone player. That is it. And him and being injury-prone cannot be separated. You get? Cannot be separated, because this guy has gonna obviously put in the shift every time he's really fit, but this time around, I tell you what, he doesn't deserve to obviously be a player for the club of Manchester United. That is it, because United is all about being available, and I believe that what happened to him last season is really going to be happening to him this season, because last season we saw to it that Luke Shaw found himself in a position of playing very few games for the club of Manchester United, and now he has gone ahead to start the season when he's really going to be missing out onto other games. And I tell you what, you have no guarantee that when he returns, he won't really get back. Remember last season, he played like 2 games, and he got injured. And when he got injured, he returned towards the end of the year, and he played like 2-3 games. And in February, found himself out. So you cannot trust him, you know. You cannot trust him to be available, and that's why United went ahead to get in Mazrui, because Mazrui can be played as a left back and a right back, as you wait for Tyrell Malacia to see whether he comes back this season to put in a shift. And if at all he comes in through the season and puts in a shift, I think he will have a chance to obviously announce himself as the new left back for the club of Manchester United. And I think Malacia has been really unlucky with the injury that he really got, that kept him out without kicking a ball for the entire season of 2023-2024. And I tell you what, if he kept himself fit and played like 50 games last season for the club of Manchester United, I guarantee you he would have gone ahead to be the first choice left back, because Luke Shaw is really on and off, and there is no way you can compete with a player who has a talent like Tyrell Malacia and is readily available. And we all know to it that Tyrell Malacia is a press resistant player. and even going forward, he's really good. He really inverts well into the midfield, and those line-breaking passes are really good of him. You know, he's very composed, and you obviously have to understand what he obviously does better into the game. So for me, Luke Shaw is really having a very huge problem, and the good thing is that we are now having Mazrui, who is really gonna come in through and play as a left back. And tomorrow, as we do the match preview, I tell you, Mazrui is gonna find himself into a position to be played as what we call the left back, because we know to it that he plays there very well. But the other worrying issue about him is that in the previous season, he has also been injured a lot at Bayern Munich, and I don't know whether when he comes in throughout Manchester United, he won't really get injured, meaning that we need to obviously find a quick solution. You know, we need to find a quick solution into that side of the left back for the side of Manchester United. But I believe getting in Mazrui will help us, and we all know to it that Marassia is not far off from returning, and all we pray for is for him not to get a setback, because if he doesn't get a setback, I think he can come in through and fit in there very well in there. Now, the games that Luke Shaw is set to miss after missing that of Man City versus Man United, that is the Community Shield, he's going to miss the game that we're playing on Friday against Fulham at Old Trafford. That is going to be played on the 16th of August. Then Brighton hosting Manchester United on the 24th. He's really going to be missing out onto that. And 1st September. Those are the 3 games that he's expected to be missing as a player of Manchester United. And after that, we are going to be going to the international break from the 1st of September to the 14th of September, right? Meaning that he might return against Southampton or against Crystal Palace. Those are the games where I anticipate him to obviously return and really do the needful, because we've been told that he'll return after the first international break. The first international break is going to be taking place between the 2nd and the 13th. I think the 2nd and the 8th, 9th, 7th, 8th, between the 1st, yeah, the 1st and the 10th. Then players will return and obviously play on the 14th, and we pray to it that we don't really get injured a lot. So that is Luke Shaw for you, but I believe there is a player in Amas that we have to trust into this team of Manchester United. The boy deserves our trust, and I believe if at all we trust him with all what we want him to do, he can obviously become one of the best players that will ever come to be as left backs. I think the manager was not in the right mode to obviously start him in a play against Man City, because it was a game that comes as a derby and huge pressure, and you never know, he might throw him in when you're playing against Fulham. So let's wait and see how that pans out, but we are here to obviously get to really know what Amas will be really giving to the club of Manchester United. And even if he doesn't start, I want him to be on the bench, such that if at all Mazrui starts and plays off the left back, the last 10 minutes, you bring on Amas to obviously get used to the Premier League. That's what I want. However, match is 17, but he's really looking more and more and more and more mature into that position. Now, we are having a huge story that was broken by Tunisia. By Buzz News Tunisia, they've told us that Hannibal has handed in a transfer request at Manchester United. Now, these are things that Manchester United are really causing themselves, because you can't tell me that you are still holding on to a guy called Hannibal. You get? We all know to it that his contract is running down, you know, and he's nowhere near the first team. Then why doesn't United move on the player? You know, we all understand that he hasn't going to do himself justice, right? And in the due course of him not doing himself justice, he has found himself in a position of really not getting to where he deserves to be in as far as playing football is concerned. And United are embarrassing themselves with not letting the guy go to where he wants to be. And I believe there are very many clubs that really need Hannibal, and all he needs to obviously get to where he deserves to be is one full season of active football. That is it. And I know even the board of United knows it very well that the boy needs one full season, either for 1 or 2. And I tell you, United will get back its money. So I think it's high time we let him go and not really make it hard, because there is no reason as to why a player hands in a transfer request, if at all, he has going to have to be given green light to leave. Meaning that he wants to leave and the club is like keeping him and don't want to obviously sell him. You understand? And I don't know why they're holding on to him, because the preseason gave us all signs and signals that he's not part of the plan of Erik ten Hag. Because if Toby Collier comes in through to obviously play in for the club of Manchester United ahead of this guy, it shows you that Hannibal is not in the plans of the manager, meaning that it's high time they let him go. And two teams that are really rivals in Scotland are really fighting for his signature, and that is Rangers and it's Rangers and Celtic. Those two teams are really hugely fighting for the signature of this side, of Hannibal, and it's Rangers and Celtic, and they're going to have to show interest in the player. And I believe if I'm Manchester United, I sanctioned the deal, and it is said that United want close to 5 million euros, and if I'm Manchester United, I get any amount of money that Rangers or Celtic really get me, because we all believe in the talent of Hannibal, and put in a buyback clause plus what we call a sell-on clause, and a sell-on clause of 50%, because if you are selling a player for peanuts at that level, you have to obviously put in what we call a sell-on clause of 50%. We saw it with Joshua Zirkzee, Bayern Munich took him out of the team 1.5 seasons to Bologna, and see how much they're going to make out of him. United paid close to 45 million euros for the player, and Bayern walked away with close to 20 million euros. You get? And we've got to see it with Carafiori, the player of Arsenal. From Basel to Bologna, it costed Bologna 3 million euros, and now they sold him for 45. You get? I think they sold him for 45 plus 5 million euros, meaning that it's a 45 split, 50% split, and they're getting in close to 22 million euros, as a side of Basel. So if United can get 22 million euros 3 years from now, if at all Hannibal is really sold, that is really great and better for me. So I think that's what they're supposed to do, but let's let the guy go, because we have no plan for him, and let's obviously let the guy leave the club of Manchester United. So for me, I see no reason as to why they're really holding on to him to this level. Let him go and let him leave. So that is the guy called Hannibal, and I wish him the best of luck, and let United really let us sell the player. Even if you're getting like 3 to 5 million euros, let us get that. And then a sell-on clause will be included in there for you. And I believe you have very good negotiators right now, right? And we can get the best of the deal and best of the business right about now into the mix. Now, after that, today it has been made official by West Ham that West Ham United is delighted to announce the signing of Aaron Bissaka. The right back, 26 years, joins the Hammers from Manchester United on a 7-year contract. Oh my God, for undisclosed fee. So they're going to have to sign. He was going to sign a 7-year contract, a 7-year contract with West Ham. Oh my God, that is Bissaka for you. Then Bissaka went ahead to say that it was a no-brainer for me to join West Ham. I'm excited and happy to be here, and he will wear shirt number 29. You get? He added and said, it's an amazing feeling to be back in London, and I'm excited for what's coming. I was born here, so I know the ins and outs of London, which plays a big part in my life. So to be back playing in the city means a lot to me. That's what Bissaka went ahead to say in there for you. So for me, I wish him the best of luck, and I believe that he has been here for so long, that is it, and would have gone ahead to move him on earlier enough. But because of the very sleepy board that we had that couldn't obviously execute such business, and they're really looking in for profits, they obviously kept these players here for a very long time. And that is Bissaka holding up that shot for West Ham. Then they went ahead, obviously profile him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, all you need to know, age 26. He's 6 foot. He's a right back, and he's a preferred right back. Croydon, England. I think that's where he was born. That is Aaron Bissaka for you. And this also came in through, say, welcome to East London. That is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And by the way, West Ham is really going to be one of those hard nuts to crack, I tell you. It's going to be one of those hard nuts to crack, if at all you never knew. Because they've brought in Falkirk, they've brought in Aaron Wan-Bissaka. When you add that to the already existing players and talent that we're really having, you obviously understand that it's not going to be an easy go area for all these teams that are going to be coming through at East London. You get? And I'm really excited that even Manchester United is going to hit, obviously, strengthen a little bit, 4 players in, and we anticipated that 2 more are really going to be getting in through into the door of Manchester United to obviously strengthen that club of Manchester United. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David is my name. I'm calling upon for your reactions into the comment section below about 1, Shaw injured, Shaw out for the season starter games, right? Hannibal transfer request, and your thoughts onto Aaron Wan-Bissaka joining West Ham. So guys, may the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David is my name. Thank you for subscribing, and let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm out, and how many likes on this video, guys? Let's see. 300 should be the number, right? And tomorrow, to eat very well, that we're going to be doing what we call the match preview, and we might see the Elite and Mazurui really start into that game of Fulham. And the speed at which United has pushed to see them really get in here just confirms to you that there is something that is imminent for them to be into the squad of Manchester United. We out.